translating to English. And a third one, basically, I think, written by somebody that hates Islam. That was almost 20 years ago. Now today, I visited the bazaar and I went through the bookshops that are here. I found so many excellent books about our Prophet ﷺ. I'm very happy to tell you that there are excellent works right here that you can take home with you. And I hope you do. But at that time, we didn't have it. So I had to go to some of the scholars. The same problem comes again about language. 20 years ago in the United States, we really didn't have a lot of scholars who could speak good English or understood how to explain to us. Today, one of our best scholars on our new TV website for Guide Us TV is located in Abu Dhabi. And his English is better than mine. So it was a lot harder then than it is now, but it's still the same message. Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing be upon him. The more you know about him, the more you realize how you want to be like him. Kind, gentle, quiet, contemplative, sincere, honest, truthful, keeps the trust, brings the families together. So many wonderful things that we know about him as a human being. So a few years ago, and you remember the incident, in one country, some people published cartoons, very stupid cartoons, trying to insult our Prophet ﷺ. We went there, my wife and I, my daughters, and about 100 other people connected with the Islam channel in the UK. We put on an 8-hour program starting in the morning, going through the day. We brought speakers like Dr. Jamal Bedawi, the sister Yvonne Ridley, if you remember her. Great works that she did to help people to know more about the women in Islam, and a number of other speakers. And I saw the best effort from the Muslims. Really, it was beautiful effort. Because no matter what they said, the Muslims were gentle, kind, truthful, like the way we're supposed to be. And when I was outside in the lobby playing with the children, that happens to be one of the things I love to do, the photographers, the people, the photojournalists, they call them, were taking my picture. For hours, just kept taking my picture, taking my picture. I was like, why are they taking my picture? And I'm playing with the kids like this, you know. They kept. Now, we answered all their questions. Afterwards, we had question and answer. We answered the questions. When we were done, we fed them. We had a very lovely meal for them. These are photojournalists, reporters, you know, media people, politicians, trying to let them understand why we feel so strong about our beloved Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The next morning, as we were riding in the little bus out to the airport, I picked up the newspaper. They have an English newspaper there in that country. Opened it up. And whose picture is on the front page? And what did I look like? Out of all the... It's like this. This is the picture they got. Muslim radicals come to Denmark to preach hatred and spread Islam.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is your brother in Islam, Abdurrahim Green, wishing all my brothers and sisters in Islam all over the world a blessed and fruitful Ramadan.
Understanding mankind, connecting with people,
When we talk about communication, the first thing as a believer,
sharing in concerns and sentiments of others,
we should learn how to communicate with the Creator.
communicating the message of Islam for humanity properly.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Holy Quran always reminds us,
Hussein Yee.
how can we become the best nation, the best person.
Grasp the importance of proper communication skills with people of all faiths in Importance of Communication. Every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and repeat telecast at 4 a.m. India on Peace TV. Spreading awareness.
If you go way back to the time of the Prophet ﷺ, we find that the companions, they differed, but the difference was not in clashing and fighting.
Why this issue is so controversial today in Islam.
Promoting righteousness.
All the four scholars themselves, they said, if you find a hadith that goes against my saying, then you take the hadith.
Once the concept is understood, I think many problems will be solved.
Emphasizing God's message of peace for humankind.
Never take as a close, intimate friend except a mu'min.
One who has the taqwa, or the truthful,
Uplifting our faith and good deeds.
Patience in the obedience of Allah. Patience in abstaining from that which is haram. The greater the reward is in this life and the hereafter.
Grasp the opportunity to enhance your knowledge of Islam in Islamic Viewpoint every Wednesday and Saturday at 6 p.m. and repeat telecast at 6 a.m. India on Peace TV.
I opened the page, a big article also, oppression of Islam on women. Now, all of the women at this event, the Muslim women, half of them only was wearing hijab, only half. The other Muslim women were not wearing hijab. And no Muslim women were wearing the black with the niqab, none. Illa thalath, except for 3. Who? My wife and my 2 daughters. The only ones, niqab and aswad. So whose picture did they put? My family. And what do you think it says? Oppressed Arab women. What? My wife looked at it and she said, "We're from Texas." What does it mean? It means for some people, no matter what you do, no matter what you say, no matter how you bring the message, la yu'minun, they won't believe. But it's their newspaper. True or false? They paid for the newspaper. It's their country. True or false? And they are the ones who are spending their money. True or false? Is it the obligation of the enemies of Islam to present the truth about Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Huh? Is it the job of a non-Muslim to tell the truth about Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? No. It's our job. Yes or no? So this is why we've dedicated a portion of our peace program for this conference to deal with the subject of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who he was, what he said, what he did, and his overall role as the mercy to mankind. In fact, the next talk coming up right after my talk will be Sayyid Raji from Canada, and he will be talking about the mercy to the Alameen. We wanted you to be aware of the importance of this subject because it's not a topic just to read. This is not just a subject to stimulate your intellectual side. This is a part and a parcel of our deen. What is the first and foremost thing, above all things, that any Muslim must do to be a Muslim? Shahadatain. Yes or no? Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah. So if we don't have this part of it, you can't say this is a full Muslim. There are Christians who have the first part, but they're still not Muslim because they don't believe and they're not ready to follow Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They're close. Some of them, I met them very close. But until they're ready to really follow our Prophet, they're not Muslim. So this is how critical it is. To get this message out to the people, this is our job, you and me. Now, how many of you, English is your first language? Anybody has first language English? Second language English? Third language is English. Yeah, I'm third language English. Actually, I speak Texas. I have to translate so you can understand me. You know what I'm saying, buddy? You know what I'm saying? I'm from Texas, you know what I mean? Anyway. It came in my mind after that event in Denmark that I had to really make a change around the world, fast. Now, what's a faster way than the internet? So we put up a website, Muhammad A to Z. Muhammad A to Z.com. We started putting some articles on there. And then somebody contacted me and said, do you know that there's a website called prophetofislam.com? It's for sale. It's not Muslims. I said, what? Some people in Arizona, United States, they own something called Prophet of Islam, and they want to sell it for money. They just want the money. They don't care who gets it. They're going to sell it to the highest bidder. I said, oh no. Now, the name alone at that time, with all of the focus in the news about the Prophet of Islam, Google Ads and the websites that value the domain name would estimate it between $1, $2, or $3 million. How can I do that? I have trouble paying for the websites I have at $10 a piece every year. And I have about 3,000 of them now. But I said, let me try it. I picked up the telephone. I listened to him, and Arizona, I can recognize that accent. I said, how y'all doing? So you heard y'all got a website out there for sale. Some websites. Can you send me a list? They sent the list. I went through the list, of course. And I called them back, all right, this one, and Prophet of Islam. What's that? Well, we were talking. I told them, really, I don't know. What would anybody want that for? They said, oh, you know, you could put ads, you could, you know, stuff to attack Islam or something like that. I said, I'll waste my time. Tell you what I'll do. I'll give you $500, cash money. They said, what? I said, cash, man. He said, let me talk to my boss. I said, you work on commission, don't you? He said, yeah, I get money every time we sell something. I said, go talk to your boss, otherwise you don't get nothing today. Within 3 days, I got the price down to $1,352 and no cents. And they took the money and I got the site. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Why $1,352? Because that's all the money I had in the world. That's why. Alhamdulillah. But that website is #1 now in Google. If you type in Prophet Islam, #1. Prophet of Islam, our website's #1. And 2 of my other websites come up right after that because I have them linked. Some of you don't know what I'm talking about with websites. Don't worry about it. There'll be some other speeches come up. You'll like them better anyway. I'm just telling the ones who know about the internet how important this is, that we promote the sites that deal with the haqq la ilaha illallah. We ran into another problem though. Some people are putting up websites talking about Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, quoting hadith, but they say it the wrong way. And they give the wrong translation of certain words, and they're calling to something crazy. Telling you that you have to hate everybody except Muslims. You have to kill Jews and Christians. It plays right into the hands of those who want to attack Islam even more. So again, we started talking with some of the groups that work with us. For instance, islamonline.net. Some of you know that that's for Yusuf Qaradawi. Also with the Islam channel in UK, Huda TV, and Peace TV in India. All of us working together. How can we make this better? So then we started making TV shows about the Prophet ﷺ. And Dr. Yasser Qadi and some of the others, you'll see them here today, Sayyid Raji, and so many more, have done an excellent job in English to get the message out. What's important for you and I to know is this is not a one-man show. This is not just, okay, they did it, I don't have to do any work. You who are listening to me today now have a responsibility because you've heard it. You don't have the excuse. Before you walked in the door, you had an excuse. I didn't know. But now you know. It's on you and me. It's on our head. When we go out the door, we're not the same person that came in this door. And we have to work steadily to get this message of our beloved Prophet ﷺ up where it belongs. Because as the brother told me in the beginning, if you don't love the Prophet ﷺ more than anybody else, including yourself, you're not there yet. You're not there yet. And when the media, the news, and the politicians, and the preachers of other religions, and preachers of hate are saying what they're saying about our beloved Nabi, talking against his family, talking against his companions, talking against Islam itself, talking against this, talking against Allah, and you sit and you do nothing. So what will this dunya benefit you? What will this dunya benefit you if you don't do this for Allah and His Messenger?